Welcome to the casual side of baseball YouTube. My name is Kenny, and this is my first year getting back into baseball in a very long time. And today I will be the commissioner of baseball for a day. Now, a couple weeks ago, there was an article that was published by Jeff Passan at ESPN, basically saying, what would you do if you were a commissioner for a day? And I thought it was great. I read through it, and some things I agree with, some things I didn't agree with. So the list of things I will mention in today's video, some of them come from Passan's article, which I'll link in the description, and some of them are just me being a casual baseball fan, getting back into the game, and how I think it can improve. Now, I am not going to tell you, as a baseball purist that's been around the game for 20 years, 30 years, that these things that I'm saying today should absolutely be in the game, but I'm just having some fun and talking about some things that I think could be pretty cool. With that being said, this is not a very organized video. If you know Kenny, you know I don't have organization here. I just have a list of things I think will be cool, and we're just gonna talk about some of them. Now, the first thing on my list has to do with the time of a baseball game. I've been to a few this season. I've been to Guarantee Rate a few times this year. I've been to Wrigley a few times this year to watch my White Sox and then watch some of the Crosstown Classic. And some of the games ended in like 2 hours and 30 minutes, which I think is a good amount of time. And some of the games went longer than that without even going into extras. So my first thing would be trying to shorten the actual game of baseball. You know who one of my favorite pitchers of all time is? Mark Burley. That man, Mark Burley, will pull up to U.S. Cellular Field with a beer in one hand and be like, this game will be over in 2 hours. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He didn't have a pitch counter, a pitch clock himself. He had an internal one. I know that I need to get this pitch out there because I know these people love the game of baseball, but they don't want to sit in 95-degree weather for 3.5 hours. So I'm going to pitch a gym and get out of here very, very fast. And the pitch clock can help that. Also, I would like for players and pitchers to not be able to like do the pause thing where batters are up to bat and then they do the time and it just kills the momentum, or the pitcher steps out of the rubber. Like it's been games I've watched this season, 3-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, man on second. Oh, this next pitch is about to be legendary. All the fans on their feet, they're cheering. And then you kill the vibes by stepping out of the box. Wow, I'm not even excited no more. I gotta re-amp myself up for this next pitch. So that, in my mind, will just make the game go by faster, and at the end of the day, make the product better. Because I saw a graph on Twitter that it was basically a complete shot to the moon on the average time of a baseball game by year. And we need to change that. This one is from Jeff Passan directly. An expansion. Couple more teams in the league. I think expansion across basketball, football. I just think expansion, it's just great. There's so much talent in the game of baseball. I think the expansion teams will be fine. Let's just get more cities involved in the game of baseball because it's very beneficial to the city itself and it's beneficial to the league. This is something that I didn't even know wasn't a thing. I just kind of assumed because, again, I'm a basketball fan and I was a football fan for a long time. I did not know you couldn't trade draft picks. What? You can't trade a draft pick? All of the trades in NBA history, all the biggest trades in NBA history that have turned the tables of a season have dealt with a ton of draft picks. And you're trying to tell me you can't do that in the game of baseball? Let's fix that. Let's fix that ASAP. This one's very polarizing. I know some people want to completely get rid of the DH. I would like the DH to be universal. It's very rare that I see, again, as a casual fan, that the pitcher spot is used successfully. I mean, you can bunt someone over every once in a while. You can pinch hit basically twice a game, it feels like. But it seems like those are at the minimum, two guaranteed outs for the defense. And let's just get some more offense in there. Who doesn't like offense? That would be just, again, my opinion. The next one is something I've preached a lot on this channel when we talk about the game of baseball. It is, my notes specifically say, marketing, marketing, marketing. The game of baseball is fun to watch. And again, I feel like they've somehow lost the younger demographic. When I was a shorty, I was in love with baseball just as much as I was basketball. And somehow it lost me. It needs to pick it back up. And I know it's been something people talk about all the time. Mike Trout might be the greatest baseball player in however many years, and nobody cares about Mike Trout because they don't market him or he doesn't have this personality. And I think there are a few ways you can do that. You have Ohtani, you have Tatis, you have Ronald Acuna, you have Vladdy Jr. Those are some of the greatest players in the league right now, and they're under the age of, 23? But even the players that might not be as great but have some great personalities should be marketed as well. And again, I'm new to this, but a guy like Jazz Chisholm, every interview I've seen of Jazz Chisholm, he's a stud on the microphone. How are we not seeing him the way we see Alex Caruso? And this goes into my next point when it comes to the marketability. These are some of my things that I think absolutely help this. Stop restricting people from posting clips. I understand the idea behind it. You don't want people to benefit off of your product 100%. Listen, I do YouTube for a living. I would hate for somebody to post my clips. But in a multi-million, billion-dollar brand of the MLB, it can do nothing but help the game if you allow people to post some clips. Now, I don't mean somebody can go on Twitch and watch a whole game on a live stream. No. But if player X, if Jazz Chisholm hits an absolute nuke, me as somebody that's not associated with the game of baseball should be able to post that clip without thinking that, oh, my Twitter account will be taken down or my YouTube channel will be taken down. You have to allow people that love the game to help you with the marketing. Those are people you don't even have to pay. You're paying people to help marketing, and it's bad. So how about you allow the fans of baseball to do what they do? If there's one thing the NBA has right, it's allowing the fans to have some, not ownership, because again, nobody's getting paid off your clips, but have the ability to have fun with it. Baseball, you can't really do that. It's really, really unfortunate. I even made a tweet a little while ago, like, how strict is the game of baseball when it comes to posting clips? And it was like everybody was warning me, Kenny, you don't want to do that if you want to keep your channel. Don't do that. But there are so many things when I watch a player like Jazz Chisholm that can be great. He's sitting at shortstop, and I forget exactly who they're going against in the moment. They asked him about his chains, how much you spend on your chains. And you can't hear him say this, but he mouths 15 to 20. He could be talking about $15,000 to $20,000. If somebody in the NBA came up, I know you can't wear jewelry in the NBA, so this is not a good comparison, but if you could wear jewelry and D'Angelo Russell is rocking a $20,000 chain, that is something that is going up on House of Highlights. But in the game of baseball, we can't really post that. So open it up. Mic players up way more often. One of the things I absolutely love about the All-Star Weekend is that I got to see the personality of players that I've never even really known before because they were mic'd up. I like when you get to spring training and you have players on the field with a microphone. It's amazing. In the Futures game, you had somebody step up to the plate and he's saying, I'm expecting fastball here. And I don't remember if he got a base hit or not, but he got a fastball. I would love to hear players that are people that are amazing at one thing talk about what they're thinking in the moment while they're doing that thing. It's great for marketability. More mic'd up, allow fans to be fans and post clips, and let's just have fun with it. A lot of people have the idea of getting robo umps. They want refereeing to be as straightforward as possible. And of course, I completely understand that you want the best possible product. But part of me doesn't like the idea of a robo ump. Now, what I will say, if we're not going to do robo umps, how about we hold umpires more accountable for when they miss things? Like some umpires in the league have the reputation of being absolutely terrible. That should not be the case. I guess this goes across the game of basketball too. There are definitely some referees that have a bad rep, but a lot of times in the game of baseball, it feels like it's warranted, right? Ump scorecards tells you at the beginning or the next day of every game, this umpire missed out on 12% of their strike calls. That's terrible. In a game that every single pitch matters, that's absolutely terrible. So this will be my solution. I'm not a robo guy. I want to keep those guys employed, but the good ones at least. Whether it be suspensions, a docking of pay, or just completely firing the bad umps, I'm down with that. But also on top of this, and I guess this is counteractive to like me saying that I want shorter games, allow managers to challenge balls and strikes. Now, I don't mean every single pitch they calling in, but you get a limited amount, whether it is one for every single game or whatever, that if the umpire just took a second and looked at it, they'd be like, oh, okay, that was a ball. Allow one of them a game, two of them a game maybe. Because sometimes that one call strike could be the determining factor of a win or a loss. Loss. Why did I put a T on that? Win or loss? This was more of a question for you guys, because again, I'm a casual fan, so I need a little bit of help here. How many times I'm gonna tell you I'm a casual fan? I'm gonna keep telling you until everybody that clicks onto these videos understands that. Shifts. I know some people that absolutely hate the shift, which I understand. I know some people that love the shift because it's like, it's strategy. It's analytics. And I understand that too. part of me want to say not eliminate shifts completely, but have some more restrictions on the shift. Maybe. That's like one of the ones, it's literally at the bottom of my list, is like it got a question mark after it. Shifts? I don't know. 2 more. Raise the pay for minor league players. Have them have a livable circumstance, livable salary when they're in the minors. I think if you don't agree with that, are you human? You don't want people to have a livable wage for their job? I think no matter the job, I feel like you should have a livable wage, but that's just, I don't want to get political here, but whatever. And then lastly, this is super specific, but I'm here for it. How about we figure out what's going on with Tampa Bay in that arena, or that, I'm sorry, people get mad at me when I say arena. The ballpark, the stadium, which one do you prefer? The ballpark in Tampa Bay? How about we move that? Very specific. As I'm recording this video, I am watching them play on this screen. I'm watching them play against the Red Sox. They're up 7-1 in the 5th. And I've been watching this. And the fans that are there are loud and rowdy, but it don't feel like this team is one of the best teams in baseball going against another team that's fighting for a playoff spot. Because people aren't going. So how about we fix that? Maybe that means get a new owner. How about as the commissioner, I would tell that owner he has to sell the team to somebody that actually cares about his team enough to either build them a new stadium or put them in a position where fans will go to games. That's all. That would be everything I do off the top of my head after thinking about it for a little bit. Let me know some of the changes you would have to baseball. Overall, again, the product of baseball is great. These are somewhat minor things that I think can just improve it. I am sitting here watching 2 games at one time because I enjoy the product of the MLB. And that's all.